My name is Courtney Thorpe, and I'll be presenting my ceremonial speech. Today, we are celebrating Darren Chris's accomplishments. Darren Chris is a go-getter with high goals and dreams. As he stated in a recent interview, "I always shoot for the moon in my work, so I'm happy when I land on the roof." Darren set and accomplished all of his extraordinary goals. In my opinion, Darren did indeed reach the moon. Chris is an ideal role model. Darren Chris is a triple threat performer who can act, sing, and dance. Firstly, Darren Chris is a musician and composer. Secondly, Darren Chris is an actor and performer. And third, Darren Chris is an advocate and humanitarian. First, I will discuss Darren Chris's life as a musician and composer. The Michigan Daily, a respectable newspaper, discusses Star Kid Productions, the theater company that Chris is involved in. Star Kid Productions is a theater company formed by Darren Chris, Brian Holden, Nick Lang, Matt Lang, and A.J. Holmes. All the founding members are all alumni from the University of Michigan. But they have recently moved the company's base to Chicago. Darren Chris starred in a Harry Potter musical as Harry Potter. He also worked as one of the primary songwriters and composers, along with A.J. Holmes and Carlos Valdez for a Harry Potter musical. In addition, he provided songs for the online video series Little White Lie. Furthermore, he exclusively composed the music and lyrics for a Harry Potter sequel, the follow-up to a Harry Potter musical, a very Star Kid album, and the Starship Troopers parody, Starship. Starship is a musical comedy located on an alien planet occupied by a race of giant bugs, which are portrayed using giant puppets. The Michigan Muse, a reliable source published by the University of Michigan School of Music, Theater, and Dance, further discusses Darren Chris's musical theater past. Darren Chris started his solo career while he was studying at the University of Michigan. The success of the Harry Potter musicals helped Darren gain popularity. He usually plays Disney songs as well as his own compositions during performances. He has headlined at Irving Place, the Roxy, the Troubadour, and the Lincoln Center. He frequently performs with Charlene Kay, another singer-songwriter from the University of Michigan. Darren appeared in Charlene Kay's music videos for Skin and Bones, Magnolia Wine, and Dress and Tie. Additionally, he contributed his voice to Charlene's songs Skin and Bones and Dress and Tie. On July 20th, 2010, Darren Chris debuted his own independently produced EP, Humans, on iTunes. In addition, on December 10, 2010, Darren Chris was inducted as a member of the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. Not only is Darren Chris a talented musician and composer, but is also a stunning entertainer. Second, I'll discuss Darren Chris's life as an actor and performer. The Michigan Muse, a reliable source published by the University of Michigan, also discusses Darren Chris's acting career. After the success of the Star Kid Productions, Darren Chris tried out for several TV roles. He had a small role in the crime series Cold Case, and he got a regular role on the short-term show Eastwick. On his fourth attempt at trying out for the popular show Glee, he acquired the temporary role of Blaine. Blaine was a member of the rival Glee club, the Dalton Academy Warblers. Darren Chris sang an a cappella version of Katy Perry's Teenage Dream. It soon shot to #1 on iTunes, and remains Glee's fastest-selling track. Kurt, a student at McKinley High, transferred to Dalton Academy because of Blaine. Darren, as Blaine, served as a mentor and source of strength for Kurt. Eventually, Kurt, along with Blaine, decided to return to McKinley High. Darren Chris is now a regular on Glee. The New York Times, a trustworthy newspaper, discusses Darren Chris's Broadway debut. Following Darren's success on Glee, he acquired the role of J. Pierpont Finch in the Broadway musical How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. Darren succeeded Daniel Radcliffe in the role. Since Darren played Harry Potter in a Harry musical and a Harry Potter sequel, and Daniel Radcliffe portrayed Harry Potter in the Harry Potter series, following Daniel Radcliffe in a role was a dream come true for Darren. Star Kid fans helped make Darren's run one of the most successful. In addition to being a musician, composer, actor, and performer, Darren Chris is also a caring advocate and humanitarian. The Rock the Vote website, the official site for the Rock the Vote program, discusses Darren Chris's participation in the program. Rock the Vote is a non-profit organization whose aims are to help young people develop an interest in politics. On March 23, 2011, Darren Criss joined Rock the Vote at Alexander Hamilton High School to introduce Democracy class, a nationwide high school civics course. This democracy class uses pop culture and mock elections to teach young people the abilities needed to make knowledgeable decisions and vote. The official website for the City of Hope National Medical Center discusses Darren Criss's work with the City of Hope charity. City of Hope, private nonprofit hospital, graduate medical school, and clinic research center, is mainly known as a cancer treatment center. Darren Criss, along with the Warblers, performed at the Gibson Amphitheater in order to raise funds for City of Hope. After the performance, the audience watched a video concerning City of Hope's Power of Hope campaign. Additionally, the audience listened to the President and Chief Executive Officer of City of Hope, Michael A. Friedman, MD. He thanked Irving and Shelley Azoff, who were the first to receive the Spirit of Life Award, for all their efforts to raise funds for cancer treatment. Darren Criss is an advocate and a humanitarian. He has had a phenomenal impact on music, theater, and television. Darren Criss does it all. First, he's a musician and composer. Second, he's an actor and performer. And third, he's an advocate and humanitarian. Even after Darren Criss's recent fame from Glee, he remains well-rounded. He uses the fame to promote charities. Not only has he supported Rock the Vote and City of Hope, he has also backed the Trevor Project, UNICEF Philippines, Toys for Tots, Music Cares Foundations, the Elizabeth Glasser Pediatric AIDS Foundation, and many more. He credits his parents for giving him a sense of good judgment and humility. As stated in a very part of musical, Darren Criss is totally awesome. Darren Criss is an ideal role model. He composes and performs music, he is a phenomenal actor, and he supports worthy causes.